We are on day 2 of my 30-day challenge and my Facebook Live challenge. And today I'm talking about the number 1 shift that women over 40 need to make. Now I'm looking at the background here and I'm going, for this challenge, I've made a pact that I'm just not going to tidy up. Normally I would align my tea towels. I would get rid of things off the bench. I would take things off the fridge. But my daughter actually said to me, Mum, why do you do that? Because that's not the way that we always live. And I'm like, it's actually a really, really fair call. So today, as I said, I'm talking about the number 1 shift that women need to make when they are over 140 and are over 40. And I wished that someone had told me about this, because I hit my late 40s and that's when perimenopause hit me. And I thought I would sail through menopause because of my healthy lifestyle, and I was exercising and I eat really well, but actually that wasn't the case. And what I realized was that what used to work for us in our 20s and 30s, it no longer works for us in our 40s and 50s. So as I said, I hit my late 40s and I was doing exactly the same. I was eating exactly the same. I was exercising exactly the same, but I was really irritable. I wasn't sleeping and I started to put on weight. Now I'm going to talk about my story more on Thursday and I'm going to go more into depth on my story. But that's when I delved deeper into what's happening and I was like, I've got to change things up. So for you, if you are, if you are doing your exercise, you're eating really well, you're feeling great, it's all working, keep doing what you're doing. I highly encourage it. But if you've got to a stage where it's no longer working, you're putting on the weight, you are, even though you're doing exactly the same thing, you're feeling really frustrated, just know everybody in our same stage is going through the same thing. You are not losing your mind. It's that your hormones are, they're going through changes as well. So we need to accommodate for that. So what's happening when we hit perimenopause, our sex hormones, and that is, our 3 sex hormones that we've got is your estrogen, your progesterone, and testosterone. Progesterone is on a roller coaster. Estrogen is making a steady decline. When we are losing estrogen, we become more insulin resistant. And what that means is our body is no longer responding to the glucose from our food as effectively as it used to. So therefore, it's actually going to store it more as fat. The reason for that is, so I'll just explain the difference, and I have done a video on this before, but I will do another one. The difference between insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity is that if you're insulin sensitive, your body can process the glucose that comes in from our food. And that process works really effectively. So the glucose comes in, insulin is released into the bloodstream, it takes the glucose and it places it into the cells so that it can create the energy and do the work that it needs to do. If you are insulin resistant, then too much glucose is coming in, and that might be from packaged foods, it might be from too much sugar, too much processed carbs. If that insulin is, so too much glucose is coming in, too much insulin is being released by the body, and therefore it can't get it into the cell, so therefore it's going to store it in other places in the body, the main place being your fat stores. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. So the best way that we can manage this, especially in midlife, is to be really aware of stabilizing our blood sugars. And I've been talking about stabilizing blood sugars for a very, very long time, but it is absolutely critical that we are eating foods that are not spiking our blood sugars and putting us on a constant roller coaster. Rather, we are eating foods, or fasting actually, which I'm going to go into more detail. Fasting actually stabilizes blood sugars. So what we need to do, and this is one of the tasks, action items that I wanted to give you today, was I want you to be really aware about what happens when you eat food. Are you energized, and does it make you feel really good? So with your next meal that you eat, I want you to think about, do you feel good? Do you feel energized? Or do you feel sluggish? Do you feel really tired? Do you just want to curl up on the couch and go to sleep? Just be really, really aware of what food is making, of how food is making you feel. So to stabilize blood sugars, we want to be eating, I don't want to go into this in too much detail because I want to keep these videos short, but we want to be eating lots of protein, lots of healthy fats, some nature's carbs, and ensuring that that first meal of the day has got those well-balanced food groups. They're called the macros. So if you are aware of how you feel, what I want you to do is be really mindful of having enough protein and having enough healthy fats in that first meal of the day. And then noticing how long can you go without needing to snack or needing a meal. Some more food. That's a really good indicator, is if you are hungry very quickly, you are probably insulin resistant rather than insulin sensitive. We should be able to go 3 or 4 hours before meals, and if you are fasting, I'm going to go into more detail, you should be able to go 8 to 12 hours and even longer without food. But this is a really good starting point. So when you eat, be mindful of how that food makes you feel. If you feel sluggish and if you feel tired, that food isn't serving you. We should feel energized, and we should feel really good after eating. And the second one is power up on protein and healthy fats in that first meal of the day, and see how long you can go without feeling hungry. I'd love you to comment below if you find these videos helpful, if you found this video helpful and what's come up for you, because the more comments that I get, the more that these videos get out to other people, and the more energized and excited I feel about bringing this content. I'm committing 30 days, we're on day 2, but I just want to hear your thoughts as well. And I will look forward to, I have forgotten to write down my topic for tomorrow, but I will be here tomorrow. I can't tell you what time it is because I'm just showing up. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I look forward to reading your comments. See ya.